The Caledonia Warriors went to 2-2 with an 18-0 win on Saturday against Dover Iota. Head coach Carl Fruechte joining us. And coach, before we get to the game itself, obviously Mother Nature threw you a curveball on Friday night. Obviously, Mother Nature got in the way, lightning, rain, everything like that, forced you to move the game until Saturday. In a situation like that, is there a protocol or a regular way of handling a situation like that? Or when it comes to weather, do you just got to roll with the punches?
Yeah, I think you just got to roll with the punches, Darren. The state high school league is very clear on lightning. Um, they've made that very clear, and I understand that. I thought the AD Tim at Doveriota, the head, the white hat, and coach at Doveriota, they're in a tough position. They didn't want to make us drive home, but at the end of the day, it's about them and their kids and our kids. And again, we got to walk the walk. We can't just talk it. We got to walk it. And it's just, I thought our kids handled it really well on the way home during the break. I should say they're playing some competitive game in the shop. Tim was very kind enough to get us in the shop classroom, and that was just perfect. And our kids played a silly competitive game, which made me really happy. And we thought our kids handled it well on the way home, and we're just like, hey, we're gonna go home, get as much sleep as you can, and we're gonna turn around and do our thing. So again, we can't make excuses as leaders. That's all they are. And I thought our kids handled it well, and it was a fun Saturday.
And you went back on Saturday, got the 18-0 victory after seeing it and after looking at the film. What were the takeaways from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, defensively, we're doing some better things. We're communicating. We're finally starting to talk. We're breaking that barrier. I'll be honest with you, Darren, I was disappointed special teams wise. We talked about a few things that we felt were there. Lack of focus, I'm going to have to chalk it up to, and us coaches have to make it more clear and more, this is what we got to have done. And then offensively, I just, no disrespect, I thought Doveriota played a heck of a game. Like I said, I love what coach is doing up there. I really respect him. I respect his program. I felt like we just left points on the field. And again, I'm going to chalk it up to focus. Um, the good old fashioned brain fart. And, we just got to hammer it home and just keep focusing and striving to get these guys to communicate and to just do the simple things great. But right, that's what high school is about. That's what high school sports are about. And that's definitely what football is about. So, um, it was a good win over a good program. And, I think we got away pretty clean. Just Jack Schmitz has an ankle sprain that we think he'll be ready by Friday.
And you talk about the special teams. You did score three touchdowns, but didn't get any extra points. Obviously, in a close game, that can come back to haunt a team. What specifically just needs to be cleaned up on that end of things?
Well, we got to be quite frank, Darren. We got to listen to what we're being coached. Um, we're just to be our coach is coaching the right way on what to do, and we're just flat out not doing it. Now, again, I don't think it's on purpose. Matter of fact, I know it's not on purpose. It's just young people getting in that fight or flight, mentality, not focusing enough, and forgetting what they're supposed to be doing. I don't care what anybody says, Darren. I'll argue with a professor, a dean of students, anybody that thinks that they got these young people figured out. Their attention span is going, and it is going rapidly. Every coach is talking about it. Everyone that deals with youth knows it. And again, I'm not mad at them. I'm not blaming them. Um, you just get frustrated, and you just gotta, unfortunately, your volume of your voice goes up higher, and because it's like, doggone it, you gotta step here, and you gotta keep your knee off the ground, and you gotta do what you're taught. So we'll get there. That's the great thing about coaching youth.
And on the offensive end of things, you mentioned you might have left some points out on the board, but you did have three touchdown passes. Did the passing game specifically maybe take a step forward on Saturday?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, we were rotating Will and Grant, and during the season, and then unfortunately Grant gets his shoulder dinged up, and Will's thrown in there, and again, he's trying very hard. He's a good athlete. he's actually better than a good athlete. He is a great athlete. He's starting to speak up. He can throw a good ball. We just got to relax, get him to relax. And Coach Zach Hauser and Coach John Hauser are doing a great job with him. They're way in his corner. Again, the passion and the commitment by our coaches is amazing, Darren. Love it. And he's a good athlete. And yeah, actually, it was a running game that, obviously, I think we got to be able to, run the ball a little bit harder, a little bit better, and we got to pick up certain things. It's like I talked to him yesterday at practice. There's only so much they can do up front, and we go through it. We go through it. There's a 3-man, there's a 4-man, there's the old traditional 5-man. There's only so many blitzes, and you got to relax and calm your brain down and go attack it. So. Um, again, they're great kids, Darren. I know I sound like a broken record. We just got to focus in and do what we're taught.
And then on the defensive side of the ball, of course, I'm going to throw numbers at you. You only gave up 3 first downs throughout the course of the game, and this defense through 4 weeks has only given up 10 points per game. Those are the numbers. Are you happy with what is going into the numbers to get those results?
Yeah, I mean, again, the simple things like communicating and talking. I don't think our first couple 3 games we talked as much as we're capable of, and from the numbers, yeah, you're happy. Uh, Unfortunately, you put a lot on your defense, and you want your defense to score. That's the old days of just getting a 3-and-out are sort of gone. Now you're looking to get turnovers, right? You're looking to punch the ball out. Everybody's teaching that. Everybody's doing it, and yeah, our defense is stepping in the right direction, and we can get better. Defense, as long as I'm here, is always going to be number one. I think people forget that, way back in the day, I was the defensive coordinator, long, 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 long time ago. And, then I flipped over to offensive coordinator and so on. So, but defense is always, going to get the best and the freshest. And if we're going to have to rest a kid, it's going to be on offense. Typically, you don't want to do it on special teams or defense.
And this week, you're back home as Rochester Lourdes will come to town. What do you expect on Friday night?
Yeah, another hard fought game. I mean, Darren, you got to love our schedule. You got to love the coaches that we get to see. You got to love the programs. Rochester Lords, traditional 3A football power. I believe now they're down with us in 2A. Coach, Mike just does a great job, and yeah, we see a real good football team on tape. So we're excited about it, and again, for me, it's just week by week, day by day, and just keep plugging away and keep the kids focused now on Rochester Lords and don't get distracted. It is our homecoming, so you got to sort of deal with some of that, fun, silly stuff. You do want them to enjoy homecoming, but you also want them to remember what it's about too. So.
All right, Coach, hopefully you can keep taking those steps forward this week, and we wish you best of luck. Keep your kids healthy, and hopefully we're talking about a W next Tuesday morning.
Sounds good, Darren. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Knowing you, Coach Carl Fruechte, in the Warriors this week. It's homecoming as they take on Rochester Lourdes.